Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. How are you this morning? Well, I thought, as always, when I'm back in the house, I'd always start with a little bit of the cats because people are always interested in how they're getting on. First of all, this is Nelly. Got a name because when she came to us, we thought she was a boy at first. And obviously then brought her little kittens with her, and then we realised that Nelson, her original name, was a Nelly. Anyway, she's there enjoying the sun. Little scampy boy down here. There he's quite a favourite. Look at him up there. Oh, climbing into the grapes, or what's left of the grapes. Bless your fella. He's showing off today, I think. That's what he's doing. I did say, oh, there's Graham over there. He's having a bit of a, he's our interloper, a big lad as well, and he's having a bit of a play as well. And let's go up onto the veranda where there's one character that I know certain people are very eager to see. Yeah, and he has moved this morning. He's been a bit of a cutie this morning, and that is the old Boots lying there enjoying himself, having a nice little chill this morning on the comfy chair. Bless him. Right, what's been going on right now? The next thing I've got to try and do is switch my camera around so you can see my lovely face this morning. Let's have a look. It always does this. It just come on, it's done it to me again. It's hiding the controls on me so that I can't switch it round. Hang on a minute, let me just click this way. Continue broadcast. Right, brilliant. So let me switch it round. Switching it around now, and it should switch round. Come on, God, Hunway, ever since you lost the UK, you've been running things a bit slower. Right, as I said, again, absolutely very interesting weekend. First of all, I've just got to say this. The show that I did from 34 Bar that I rebroadcasted on Friday, shock of my life yesterday evening. I get a message from YouTube, from Mixcloud, and it's charted. Yeah, number 61 in the reggae chart. So I was so chuffed about that. It was absolutely fantastic. I was really chuffed about that. Again, I haven't got a clue how they collate these charts, what gets things into, how they get you into the chart or anything like that. But once again, I'm really shocked that my little show is 61 in the reggae charts, and it's continuing that run of charting that I had throughout the summer. So once again, to Mixcloud and whoever, thank you for putting me in the chart again. Makes me feel really good. Makes me feel that I'm not wasting my time, which is really cool. And also as well, I think of all the thousands of other DJs that are putting stuff up online all the time, and mine is getting noticed. So again, that makes me feel really quite chuffed about everything. Right, so much has been going on. It's really difficult where to start. I normally would start, well, I'll start with the COVID information, because people are quite curious. There's been things happening here on the island as well in regards to that. Just first of all, in Greece in total, we've had 306 new cases of COVID. 30 of those are from entry into the country. 165 of those cases are in the Attica region, and 3 COVID cases have been reported in Corfu, which is one of our neighbours, literally up the Ionian. In comparison to Attica, Thessaloniki has only had 11 cases of COVID, but interestingly, we have had 1 case of COVID reported yesterday. A 69-year-old man tested positive here on the island of Zakynthos for the virus. He didn't show any symptoms or any signs, but he was tested. He's been sent home into home quarantine for 2 weeks. Also as well, yesterday, the results of the 32 students who were the passengers of the other gentleman that is suffering with coronavirus at the moment, the 55-year-old coach driver. Those students tested negative, as probably would have been expected, of the virus. However, the coach driver, from information that's been posted locally at the moment, is still fighting for his life. The last that we heard about him was that he was too ill to be moved to Rio to have treatment there, and was being treated in the hospital. And at the moment, the information is that he is still fighting for his life. So we wish him well, and he has a speedy recovery. He is 55 years of age, which is younger than me. I'm going to say that now. But he does have an underlying heart condition. So anyway, we hope that he is going to pull through, because the last thing we want here on Zakynthos is an actual death from the virus itself. Now, in the same token, last night I had a really shock little telephone message, conversation with Carol Walker. Can I just say hello to Carol Walker? I know she's tuning in at the moment. Carol is also a health worker in the UK, and she is really looking, because yesterday TUI announced that flights are to resume to Zakynthos, and she actually came on the 16th, which is Friday next week, and their flights are actually resuming on Tuesday. Also interestingly as well, Planet up in Sillavi, they are reactivating themselves, ready for the arrival of TUI guests. Now, what's got to be remembered is that Planet will have a contract with TUI, and their contract obviously has to keep running. Even though they shut their business on the 21st of September, they're probably legally bound to have to regenerate. And considering that Planet was one of the first places to close up during the lockdown, because if you remember, it was on the 7th of September that the actual ban for us as Zakynthos was given out in the UK for having to quarantine coming over. And it was on the 8th of September that TUI actually stopped all their flights. So in one word, I'll say thank you for TUI to bringing the flights back. OK, and well done for doing that. However, you were the first to actually stop the flights. Jet2 obviously followed suit as well. EasyJet then followed suit as well, where they stopped bringing their package people over and independent travellers flying. So in some ways, it's all still been a bit of a mess. But anyway, at least TUI have decided to bring flights back here to the island. And just to let you know, the flights at the moment that we've been able to research are going to be on a Manchester, Birmingham and Gatwick. And don't forget, there is still a Wizz Air flight on Luton, from Luton as well, and that is on Tuesdays. So Tuesdays, it's Manchester, Birmingham, Gatwick, and also Luton with Wizz Air. And then on Fridays, it's Manchester, Birmingham, and Gatwick. All right, so therefore you can still get over here. I know that Carol is very excited to be getting over. She was asking about who is still open. All right, now the reality is, some businesses who've hung it out are obviously in a position, obviously, to keep turning and burning. I do know that the Arc now has decided to extend its hours from 11 o'clock in the morning through till midnight. Again, the restrictions are still on, a midnight shutdown. But for other businesses, I know for Magdalena's, it won't be easy for us to regenerate. And the reason for that is all the paperwork of closing down businesses will have been done by now. And basically, it would be too much of a gamble for some businesses to regenerate because of the expense involved in having to re-register, reopen the business and start their accounts going again. So for those guys who stuck with it, well done. Carry on. I hope that it is worth your while, because again, at the end of the day, it's about being worth your while, because people are running businesses, they're not running charities, staff to pay, bills to pay, electric to pay, rent to pay, and we'll see how things transpire. But the good thing is, people are coming back to the island. The interesting thing was we were yesterday down at Porto Ramira down in Vasilikos, and they were asking what was happening. And at the time, I didn't know any information about what TUI had planned to do. They were actually having their final day, and we were literally the final two people to leave their location as they were closing up their business at the end of the season. Now, they were a business that kept running. Their demographic is not the British, so that's the first staying with them, but not British. And it's interesting just how different it can be around different parts of the island with the demographic that people see, even on such a small island like this. Also, as well, anything else in regards of that? If people are just curious as to what the stats are for the coronavirus in general, we've had a total of 22,078 cases since the pandemic started. One thing I haven't mentioned, yesterday we had 5 more deaths as well here in Greece, okay, bringing the total now to 436. It must be pointed out that these people were the average age, 96% of them, the average age was they were 79 years of age, and they had underlying conditions as well. So also as well, for those people that like to drive here to Greece, just to let you know, there's a new tolling system that is going to come into force on November the 4th here in Greece, where basically they've got a new tolling system in place where there's 8 major points that you join the toll system in Greece as you drive across. Bit of an inconvenience for people because you've got to stop and queue, get another ticket, move on to the next location, and it can hold up your journey. They're now bringing in a new e-ticket system, which means you book where you want to go and you get on the toll system and you just drive straight through without having to stop anywhere for more tickets and everything else. That's been trialled across Greece throughout the summer. The Minister for Transport then decided yesterday to announce that their system was going to come in and it will start on the 4th of November. So those people who like to drive backwards and forwards, hopefully that's going to make life a little bit easier for you as well. Let's have a quick look, see who's tuning in at the moment. I can see a lot of people in the area. Got to say a quick hello to Pam Stott. Nice to have you with us as well. Give you a quick wave. Angie Hughes is watching as well. Nice to have you. Cliff Smith is here. Nice to have you. Carol Walker is there tuning in. Going to give you a wave, Carol. Carol is the person who got in touch with me at nearly midnight last night. And I couldn't believe it when she told me. I thought, are you sure? Are you sure you booked this? You haven't been scammed by someone? So, yeah, it was a real surprise to me. And she's very excited about coming over here next Friday. So we're going to try and meet up at some point and see how she feels about what's going on, because she was the one asking what's open, what's shut. All right. So if you need to know what's open and what's shut, chat with Heather Harvey Green on her little Facebook page. She prints up and puts up all the info as to what's going on and who's open and who's shut, and enjoying herself at the same time. Anyway, so Ashley Duncan, nice to have you with us as well. Angie Hughes, nice to see you as well here. Now my tablet is starting to go slow, so I'm kind of having difficult. Scroll down. Come on. Scroll down. Here we go. Angie Hughes says, morning, cuz. Oh, hello. Morning to you as well, my darling. How are you? Nice to have you joining us. Ben Burb is tuning in as well. Nice to see you as well. Also, Chippy Woods from Spain is tuning in. No word on Spain at the moment. I don't know how things are tourist-wise over in Spain, whether you've still got some tourist season going with other nations or if there's any Brits still over there. I don't think Chippy would probably be moving in the tourist field. He'd probably locked away in his villa somewhere with his scooters. Steve Lee's watching. Nice to have you there. Brett Weston is tuning in. Barry Baxter, nice to have you as well. Ashley Duncan says, good morning. Lovely in Zante this morning. It certainly is. Are you here in Zante, Ashley? I wonder. I'll check later. John McKinley, nice to have you watching. David Lowry, nice to have you watching. Tony Grimes looking in as well, checking up what's going on. Nice to see you, Tony. Tony was our agent at Magdalena's, and he's always been busy with doing entertainment stuff. At the moment, I know he's been hit very hard with what's been going on in the entertainment industry, and I think he's had to kind of close his business for a bit as they try and sort themselves out in the UK in regards to the rules and regulations and about allowing live entertainment there. Adele Woodhouse, nice to have you in as well. Amanda Gregory, hello Amanda, how you doing? People are probably going to start asking about the missing puppy at the moment. No word at the moment about the missing puppy. Jane and I are on the feeding rota today. We shall be down in the Kalamaki area going around. And we will be looking around in the wood just to see if we can see the little puppy that is at the moment without her mum. Her mum has been taken in by Sally, and see if any sign of her is about as well. Rocky Regan is in as well. Nice to have you tuning in as well, Rocky. Like your little podcasts and blurbs that you put out from time to time. Nice to have you. Raf Reg Buddy as well. Great chap. Also Joe Corns, another great chap as well. Nice to have you tuning in. Hazel Woodgan. Bob Blurd is, how is anything in Zante? Well, Bill, I think you've been drinking last night from the looks of that statement. Watch the video, I've been telling you. But things are fine at the moment. The weather is grand at the moment. Amanda Gregory, she's saying, morning, Ginge. Have a good day. Thank you, my darling. Andy Johnson's there. Steve Butcher's there. Nice to have you. Chris Clark's there. Stuart Butcher is watching. George Monton Tuna. Oh, who that is. Nice to watch. Nice to have you there. Barry Leatherdale. Nice to have you. Baz, all the way from Essex, tuning in. All the way from Australia. Graham Bint, nice to have you. He has a very interesting podcast every so often as well. You might want to check him out on YouTube. Also, Lyndon Ayrson as well. Old Lyndon, good old fella. Good old regular here as well. Hey, Lyndon, you could get over here for another little break if you want to. TUI are back doing its operations. So I don't know if Lyndon's going to come, but there you go. Nice to have him there. Billy Brotherston, I know your name. Nice to have you there, Billy, tuning in as well. Susie Angus, tuning in as well. Linda Gary. Linda and Gary, thank you for your suggestion for a request for my next my next semi-recorded show, which will be recorded on Tuesday. So once again, if you want to get a request in for my it will then be rebroadcast on Wednesday from 34. Just pop it in the comments below and I will put you into the show. But the streak is definitely going in for the Dutchman, the naked Dutchman on the bus in Poros. No word about what's happening with them. I just hope his mates do pay his fine. For those people who don't know about the naked men on the Dutch, some drunk guys from Holland decided to pinch a bus on Poros, drive around the island. That shows how small the island is, that they drove around it twice. Got seen by security at a monastery. They called the police, and all of a sudden, all these Dutchmen were seen running naked, because they were naked on this bus as well. Very interesting. Naked running off into the night. And unfortunately, the driver was caught by the police. He was arrested, ended up spending the night in jail and before being released. And he's in court next week. We're going to wait and see what the sentence is going to be as he gives his apologies to the court. And hopefully he's haven't all try and legged it off the island to escape Greek justice. So again, we'll keep our eyes on that story. Alan Parks from Catterick is there as well. Matt Pritchard, nice to have you. Philip Ellis, nice there. Ian Durbridge, another blast from the past. Nice to have you there, Ian. Aaron Vardy, quite a regular now, Aaron, dropping comments and stuff. Nice to see you here as well. Louise Green, nice to have you as well. Al Paston, Paul Fleming, RAF Reg buddies, Mark Pumphrey as well, RAF Reg buddy, Cheryl as well over there in Manchester. Nice to have you looking in as well, Cheryl. She was here this year earlier on and has sat on this very balcony, I will let you know as well. Margaret Miller, also Dennis Patrick Carroll. Can I say thank you to Dennis Patrick Carroll over there in Cyprus. Thank you for your involvement with a good friend of ours, Danny Plows, who passed away last week. He was ex-RAF Reg who kind of finished his service in the RF Regiment over in in Akrotiri, and then basically spent the rest of his time in Cyprus. Once again, he passed away, not related to COVID, before anybody asks. All right, he'd not been well for a long time, and thanks for all you did. And also the guys from the Buff Lodge there in Limassol for giving him a nice send-off. So once again, I know it was greatly appreciated by fellow rocks around the world. We can actually literally say that, who knew Danny, character. Danny was buried in the same way as a Greek Orthodox would be buried, basically buried within like 24 hours of passing. However, they did delay the funeral so that his son could get over from England, his son is a health worker as well in the NHS in the UK, and he came over obviously to be at his father's funeral. So once again, thank you to Dennis Patrick Carroll for your involvement in the organising of that. Thank you very much. And last of all, Denise Tyndall as well. Also, thank you for tuning in as well. Right, okay, so as I've already said, Jane and I, we're going to be down in Kalamaki this afternoon, going round feeding the strays and checking around there. We'll have a little look to see if we can see the puppy. Also, we've had some news reference Chloe. I'm not going to go into that at the moment, but yeah, we're going to be going down and spending the afternoon in the Kalamaki area. Once again, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the interest people are showing. Again, anybody has got a request and you want to tune in my next show, which will be broadcast next Wednesday, okay, please pop it in below down in the comments area and I'll give you a shout out. And once again, thank you to Mixcloud. I can't believe that I'm at number 61 in their Mixcloud reggae chart, which just really, really shocks and surprises. I don't know what to say. I just really am a bit overwhelmed by it. But anyway, I'm babbling now. I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more news for you. And all those people who are already now probably getting online, booking their trip to Zakynthos. I'm not sure what the price of the holidays are, whether they're expensive or whether they're, whether they're cheap or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, thank you for those people who are booking. And Carol, I look forward to saying hello to you in the flesh at some point, which would be nice. Anyway, that's it from me here in Macardo. I will see you tomorrow. You take care and have a great day. Ta-ra.